Hey guys,
it's Meg.
It's Jordan, and today's video is us talking about pros and cons of going to midnight releases of movies in the cinema. And so we basically just want to give our thoughts and ideas on what is the pros and cons of going to a midnight showing release of movies.
Number one is the atmosphere. Now, we did think this was a really good part of the sort of movie marathon.
Yeah.
Because you've got the crowd cheering with you, they're crying with you, every emotion you're feeling, they're feeling, and you know that they are the die-hard fans, because otherwise they're not going to be doing like 7 to 12, however long it is, marathon with you.
Yeah, and I mean, you get the sense of wonder with these sort of people, don't you? Because it's like you're seeing it before everyone else. So you're coming in and you're watching the movie before anyone else is seeing it, and you get a sense of there like a big atmosphere when especially when it's something as big as Avengers.
Yeah.
And there's people cheering, there's people clapping, there's people just celebrating these people coming on the screen, and it's really cool. And it
takes you into a different world.
Yeah, and it gives you more of a goosebump feeling. It gives you more of like a wow, like this is cool.
Yeah.
This is awesome. You don't normally get that sense of feeling when you go to a normal movie, to a normal screening of a movie, because normally people aren't movie nerds really going to like normal views. So when you go to a midnight showing, it's like
they've been like pumped for so long for this movie.
Exactly, and then they've secured their tickets for that experience. So it's brilliant. It's amazing, you know, and that's definitely a big pro for us.
And you kind of touched on the second one we're going to say, which is you see it before everyone else, so there's no spoilers. Well, this time there kind of was a couple of spoilers.
Yeah,
but usually, hopefully, if you can avoid it, there are usually no spoilers, which is great because they just ruin it. Like, there's just no need.
Yeah, it's definitely no need. Like, it's just for like 5 days before we went to see Avengers, we couldn't go on social media.
Yeah,
because
that's one of the tips. I'd say avoid it at all costs.
Definitely, because for me, I follow all those pages, and as soon as someone posts something online, that's it. I'm unfollowing them. I'm taking them off my, Instagram account, Facebook account. I don't want to see it, and that's the problem. If you go on to, Instagram or Facebook, and you go on there, I mean, you can't even go to the comment section on the actual official Facebook pages or Instagram pages of, say, Captain Marvel, Marvel Studios, just anything, or anything in that criteria. You can't go in the comment section because someone would just go, hey, guess what, so and so does this, so and so does that, and you're just like, why? That's not cool to do that. So that's another really great thing to do in a midnight showing, is because you see it before everyone else. So the next one is bragging rights.
Yes.
You can literally go and see this movie in the midnight viewing of the release, and literally come out of there and go to your friends the next day and go, oh, I know everything.
Yeah.
And it's like that. They might not even be able to see it till Monday. I've got a couple of friends who can't see it till Monday. Because they were too late to book the tickets, they were too late to even secure the tickets at all, and it's bragging rights. You can just literally go, I can tell you, but I won't because I don't want to spoil it. And it is just like, I know what happens, and you just get this smug feeling.
And it's also that we were there, we were the first ones, the dedicated ones to take the time out. It took us over an hour to get these tickets. Yes. And it's the whole experience in general of it's the experience altogether. That it's just when you're coming out of the cinema, it's not like you're coming out of a normal film. Literally, the whole reception area where you get your food and stuff was jam packed.
Well, it was, It was easily a couple of hundred to maybe 400 people.
And it's usually 20 people.
Yeah. When we went, there was 2 screenings of the midnight release.
Yeah.
And then actually 4 screenings of the midnight release, but actually 2 weren't double bills. So you had 4 screenings of Endgame all at the same time at midnight. and it was just havoc.
Yeah, and it was just havoc. But it was also nice to see because everyone was like chatting about it, or like they were like saying how excited they were. Like you could tell people were crying, like me for one. And it was just a really, really nice thing to be a part of.
I mean, even when you're walking out, you see people wiping away tears.
Yeah.
You see people just being so pumped for this movie, and it's just really cool. And it's just really cool experience. But like, it's bringing it back to the actual pro. It is just kind of bragging rights. That's one of the main reasons why we didn't think we would be that way.
No, it's kind of like the smarmy, like, I've seen it first.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like just walking past, like, you can comment on someone or message them like, oh, Avengers was amazing. That brings us on to the cons, though. Being with different people. That's the thing. If you're going to a midnight showing or even a marathon to get the midnight showing, it's a long lot of movies, depending which one it is.
I mean, minimum is you're going to be there for like 7 hours.
Yeah, minimum. And we know a couple of people that have done 14-hour to 16-hour marathons. And what you've got to take into consideration, which is what I'm saying about experiencing it with people, it's a nightmare when you experience it with the wrong people. So if, like me, I sat next to this guy. He was just annoying from the first movie. You know, as soon as the first movie started, Infinity War started, he went on his phone. He was talking to his friend really loud. He would say the lines before the actual actor would say the lines. And you know, me and Meg here would just look at him like, can you stop? You know, but he just didn't, did he? And he would like really, shake his leg, so I mean, or nearly the whole row shake. So that's what we're trying to say is,
keep it in mind.
It's experience, but keep it in mind you might be sitting next to someone who doesn't care about your personal space.
Yeah. And
someone who doesn't care what you think, even if you do look at them with the kind of don't do that ever again look. Death stare. So he just didn't care. Like, he was popping his elbows, cracking his knuckles, and it was just like, really, and like he would just say things really loud. That's what you just got to take in consideration. The people next to you, that could ruin the experience for you sometimes. I mean, even though you are going to the midnight showing, there was some people, you said you went into the toilet, there was some girls that said they've never seen Infinity War, so they were glad they went to this double bill, so they understood what was going to happen in Endgame. But if they had that person that we sat next to, it would have ruined it, because he was saying lines before he actually said it, or the character would actually say it, so that's what you got to take into consideration. If it's something that you haven't actually physically seen before, that's something else that you've got to maybe come to expect. You might have some guy who's seen it 10 to 15 times and knows the script off by heart,
And also that it's going to be packed, so there's no choice whether to move or not. Like, you're sat in your seat, there's nothing you can do about it.
No. You can't.
Unless you're sitting in it, you're sat in that seat.
yeah, exactly. And there's nothing else you can really do with it, which is a shame, but obviously that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But that's what we say. The con is just,
people.
The
next one is kind of, you could be a bit too tired to appreciate the film. Like, we saw it the first time, and if you saw our video before, if not, we'll link it down below. But if you saw the video, you'd know that there are some things we were like, not too sure. Like, we didn't overly keen on the beginning bit. But we saw it yesterday, and we literally had like chills from beginning to end. Like,
we absolutely loved it.
It was like we saw a completely different film.
It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. It was just totally strange.
And it's weird because, like, I felt a little bit tired in the middle of Infinity War when I was contemplating whether having that.
Yeah.
But then, as soon as Endgame hit, I was not tired at all. But I still feel like just sitting there before, that whole thing affected me. I think because the whole of Infinity War, I was so pumped ready to see Endgame, that when it came, I was so like, my adrenaline was going. I was a bit like, Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you come from the midnight screening and you're watching Infinity War, it's so fast-paced, action-packed, and whereas this is more of an emotional ensemble of a film.
So maybe just keep into consideration what films you are seeing before. Obviously, you're not going to know what's going to happen in the next film, but maybe keep into consideration that could be a possibility. And also, you're spending a bit of money on it, so.
Apple and oranges, basically. Just take that into consideration. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. Last one for cons is aches and pains, especially for me. I'm very tall, so sitting in a seat for a long time, it is painful. Tip would be to maybe try and get a aisle seat so you can put your legs out. But it's kind of just gonna come with it. Like the seats aren't that comfortable. Maybe take a pillow. That's what I was gonna do. You can wrap up your hoodie, put it behind your back because I suffer with back pain. So, or take some paracetamol. Take whatever painkillers if you do need to take painkillers. But just keep into consideration they're not going to be comfortable seats for 7-8 hours. Like a normal seat is not going to be comfortable for that long anyway.
No, definitely not. And I would say definitely bring comfy clothes. Just make it comfy because you don't want to be sitting there in like really nice shoes, and maybe some trousers.
Jeans.
Yeah, I mean
jeans aren't that comfortable if you're sitting there for ages. So if you've got tracksuit, if you've got leggings, this kind of goes on to our tips now. So if you've got tracksuit, if you've got leggings, anything like that, something kind of without a seam or without a what's it called, button, that could help. But I wouldn't wear really like tight things. It's just not going to be comfortable.
No. And the thing is as well, because it's a midnight showing, and depending on what movie it is, it's going to be full of people. So the cinema's going to be red hot. And you're going to be baking hot, and we were really baking hot. And it's not just because you're just going to get really hot. It's the person next to you that's emitting that heat, and it's coming on to you as well. So especially because we got the back seats, didn't we? We got right up the top. And I think it's a great that we got those seats.
Yeah, it's a great viewing point.
But heat rises. So we were like, oh my god, this is so hot. Like we were sweating.
And then the cinema tried to overdo it by whacking on the aircon.
Yeah.
So at some points we were freezing. So maybe bring like a blanket.
Yeah. But
bring layers. But you're not gonna know temperature until you're there.
No. Just see how it goes, because like we said, the person next to you could be emitting so much heat.
Like it was for me.
Yeah, especially for you. Because then you got the heat of the room, and then you got the heat of the person next to you, and then you got the heat of yourself. Yeah. So in the end, you are just really like, I really need to get some like air.
And you breathe.
And you're dry. And then obviously, if you're eating popcorn, then that'll dry your mouth out. So then you want to try and drink water or drink Coke or whatever what kind of liquid you bought with you. So then that'll make you want to go to the toilet more. So then you kind of have to stage yourself, like, shall I go to the toilet now? You have to really start to pace what you're doing in the end. And it was okay for us because we just didn't drink. We just dealt with the walk. Well, you did. But for me, I didn't drink. I didn't drink at all. I just kind of stayed focused on the movie. But that's what you got to take in consideration. It is the heat of everything, and then obviously your mouth dry out, you start to become dehydrated, and then you just want to drink loads of water or fluids, and then that's when it hits you, and then boom, aircon comes on, it goes straight to your bladder, and you're like, great, now I need to go to the toilet, and then you got to run downstairs, go to the toilet, and depending, because of the movie, for us there was loads of people, probably all doing the same thing, wanting to go to the toilet. You couldn't get to the toilets. There was a queue outside the toilet. So
as soon as there was a break, literally everyone's like, up, out.
Immediately. Like, I know a lot of people already seen Infinity War, so they were just kind of like, I don't care about the end credit scene. I've seen the end credit scene. I'm running. But there's still a lot of people there that were kind of like, in a seat, like, oh god, come on.
I'm surprised how many people went to the toilet actually during Endgame.
Yeah, Yeah, well, I think it was all just stored up from Infinity War.
You gotta go.
As well, we want to bring it back to the food topic. It's kind of like, you know, it's also intertwined maybe with the person next to you. That person next to you could bring in some smelly food, and you don't want that either. So you just kind of, you got to think about who's going to bring in the food, what food do you need to bring in as well. I mean, we went for popcorn, Reese's cups, Jaffa cakes, you know, strawberry sweets, you know, just kind of the bog standard sweets.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to go to, like, say, because there was a guy next to Meg who brought in a sandwich and Subway meatball sandwich. I don't know how he brought it in because he didn't have a bag. I don't know how he got away with it, but he did. The heat of the room as well makes it pong even more.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with that person next to you with the pongiest.
Yeah, like obviously you can't
control
change what they do, but if you keep your stuff to like more minimal smells, like sweets and basic stuff, then it's just going to help you in general. But I would also say, like, for me personally, like, I know everyone loves popcorn when they go to cinema.
Yeah.
But for a marathon, I would not recommend popcorn.
It just makes you more hungry, I think.
Yeah, I didn't eat it all. I literally had, like, because we brought our own bags of popcorn.
Yeah.
I literally had, like, a couple of handfuls.
Yeah.
But it dried my mouth out instantly. And it was like, it just wasn't worth it, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it takes up loads of room in your bag as well.
And it kind of bloats you, but it makes you more hungry, but then bloats you at the same time.
Yeah, so it's like what? What time did we get out? Like 3:15.
Yeah.
And I was really hungry. And I was like, I can't eat now.
Because it bloats you, and then you feel dehydrated because it dries your mouth out.
Yeah.
And then you get halfway through again. And you're hungry again, so then you eat the popcorn, and then you melt, and it's a vicious cycle. So you know, I would say try and stay away. Pick your foods better, and take in consideration the other people who's going to have food around you. And what we're saying is, obviously you can't control it, but try and make it like it's not going to ruin your experience of watching the movie.
And try not to think about it.
No, I mean, it can be hard depending on, you know, the guy next to you had a meatball sandwich. But like I said, because it's a midnight show, and for us, we were getting tired, we were getting groggy, and we were like, oh. And then, you know, and the last thing you want to think about is a meatball sandwich next to you. The only thing you want to think about.
And the smell of Subway in general just smells like arse.
Let's be honest. Subways, you know, they're not well put together, are they? I mean, they're sloppy. I mean, there's basically a sloppy Joe.
So, next one is, in your little break, if you don't need to pee, go anyway.
Just try.
Try and squeeze it out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need to go, but I went anyway, needed to go. And then, because it's a 40-minute gap, it was about 10 minutes before the filming started, I thought I'd go again just to try.
Yeah.
Even though nothing really came out, it was kind of like a peace of mind that I didn't need to go.
Yeah, exactly. If you wanted to go to the toilet, it was very hard to go to the toilet, but what I liked about our view is the fact that you can walk in the opposite direction. They had like, what, they've got like 16, 17 screens, haven't they? 18 screens. So it was quite a big place. So as soon as we walked out, we thought, oh well, there's toilets up that way.
Yeah,
and there was really hidden toilet. Just try and go to the toilet. That's what we're saying. Just try and go to the toilet, even if you don't feel like you need to go to the toilet. So yeah, this is the end of our video now of the cinema going to midnight viewing release. Hope you enjoyed it.
Please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to us. Please give it a massive thumbs up. And if you have any more suggestions you want us to do, leave them down below. We will happily do whatever you want us to do.
Yes.
Jordan's going to have a giveaway on his Instagram and YouTube very soon, along with all his movie reviews and amazing stuff like that. My channel is already active, and it is down below if you like beauty, real life stuff, like hard hitting, chats, anything like that, reviews as well on different products. Everything's down below. Thank you so much for your support so far, guys. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next week with another video.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you later.